welcome back to Terra Invicta. This is our Humanity First run. This will be episode 2. So we will begin loading immediately. Episode 1. At the end of this will be episode 2, Humanity First YouTube. I plan on leaving a drop on every episode because of the nature of this. If we screw up something horrendously bad a couple episodes down the line, we want to reverse decisions, or just later on, at closer to the end of the campaign, this will allow us to very easily come back, replicate, but also extrapolate conditions. So for example, if we were at episode 6 and we were making a crossroad decision between one varying playstyle to the other, these saves will allow us later on, say in episode like 12, be like, how would the campaign be different if X happened, or if this happened? We will be able to go back and actually replicate that and make that a reality. So, as we load in, I want to very quickly go through the comments of the last episode here. The recording of this, I think this is a bit over 24 hours since the last episode dropped. So we are going to go through a couple of the comments here as we load in, but once we also load in. So the first one I want to address is All Sublime. An hour ago at this point, left a comment. He says, I'm pretty sure with the state of balance, going after the US first is superior to every other strategy by a large margin. If you take the US and pump huge amounts of welfare into it, I was around 67%, you can fix its resting cohesion within 2 years. Once that's done, the US is a military powerhouse that you can use for things that can happen later in the game. Produces a ton of science and can grow its miltech and education very nicely. He says that he thinks that Unity is a trap. A little bit for public opinion early can maybe make some sense, but it damages the government and doesn't really solve your cohesion problems. It takes 4 IP into Unity every month to fight against a draw of cohesion towards a resting point. You have to fix the cohesion resting point problem if... I guess there's a bit of a grammatical mistake, but it would be if you have to fix the cohesion resting point problem, it is apparently a losing battle to try to fight said drift. Now, I'm not too sure about that, because we can see here our rest value is actually 5 currently, so we can really put the brakes onto this. But I don't think it's a waste of time. Having 5 Unity is generally the best, and it's usually one of the quicker things you can fix in a country if you get the right events, like I'm pretty sure we did in the last episode. Jonah Turner mentioned that he never goes to ground in the early turns, doesn't see a lot of value in it. He'd rather be randomly boosting popularity. I agree with that. I haven't really done that in this run, mainly because all of the people who are boosting popularity are already doing so in the countries I want them to. There was 1 or 2 points where I went to ground to where it was too recent. I think I went to ground maybe twice, at max 3 times last episode, and it was all on somebody that I knew for sure had been detected and couldn't do anything else in the turn. So I really don't think that those 2 cases were a waste of going to ground. Ooh. But in general, I do agree with you. I don't think spamming go to ground to be safe or anything is really a good idea. All Sublime also says, another thing, fix one problem at a time. Often fixing one problem improves the stuff you put into other problems. For instance, fixing cohesion makes your investments in economy produce more GDP. So yes, I was on that kind of track. I wanted to fix my cohesion, so that way I'm going to hyper boost the economy, which that drives up inequality. But generally, the idea will be I will boost the economy up to I probably get nearing 4 inequality, then I'm gonna way pull off the brakes and slam a bunch of welfare. Another thing is, this will be later on. I kind of read ahead before I got into this episode, so I did know what comments I wanted to look through. So, Alvor Real mentions, so far a couple big things. 1, you need to go hunt down the big admin orgs. Going for things like the WEF early on can give you as much admin as an entirely new counselor. 2, finish up any research you have started, if only so you don't have to look at it and it won't bother you. That second point is very fair. But in general, I'm trying to metagame this as fast as, as much as possible. I'm not trying to make this maybe the neatest or the most coherent. And when I only started researching that tech, the tech in question, if you do not remember from the last episode, was the Energy Lab. Of all of the labs, I don't think these are the ones I'm going to waste boost on, or really any space materials, until way later down the line, which I can mash out very easily. Right now, I'm much more interested in getting alien methods and, of course, a space dock, which will start ticking down to unlock other council projects. The third thing, you get efficiency bonuses for spreading your research out. It's worth it to have at least 1 point in every category and focus up the one you want to rush. I've seen Pruin do that, and looking at what I've been doing, that is sort of what I have here. But to go along with that point, I will go ahead and add the extra point here to mass drivers. It's not really a waste, because I definitely want mass drivers for the space finding, so we're going to go more of an even spread for everything. I definitely want alien methods first, so we'll pull the brakes off of that. We'll do the 1-1 spread with the focus on what we actually want to get. We will try that out. Simon Gomez says that I started out with this exact start for my Resistance playthrough, and it's really strong. The biggest issue I'm having is Humanity First has the United States and keeps nuking the aliens, tanking the GDP. Also, I found that auto-resolve is almost always more favorable than actually fighting. I've had 300 power fleets damage motherships and survive when they have 0 Delta V. Feels like a bug, to be honest, but if you're trying to min-max, I think that's something to definitely do. That is a great point. So I guess I'll clarify. I'm trying to min-max within what I think should be allowed in the game, if that makes any sense. A great example is Pruin AU's Gaming. He was building battle stations on all of his space docks, all of his satellites, and all of his bases. And he was cheesing it. In the game at that point, the battle station description said it would use your strongest coil gun, your strongest laser, and your strongest, I think, plasma-based weaponry. So he intentionally did not research, I think it was the coil guns, to make it to where the base within the battle station would use 2 coil guns, or not 2 laser arrays and 1 plasma array, basically getting the max level battle station for way less of research investment. So the devs patched that, and so now it does actually use 111 no matter what. So his battle stations were dramatically reduced in their effectiveness when the devs patched the game, and also on top of that, they just nerfed battle stations in general. So I don't think... So that would be a great example, is like, if battle stations are strong, I'm going to use battle stations. But if I think it's a glitch or a bug, I don't want to base a strategy around them off the off risk that all of a sudden it gets nerfed. And if that becomes a linchpin in the strategy working, and then it gets nerfed, then, well, it's GG at that point. So on the focusing here, welfare, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to slam everything really, really hard into welfare, generally here. We're going to slam into welfare. Once we hit low welfare, we're going to pull the brakes off and basically transition everything to like 50% economy, and we're going to watch the GDP soar. So Fighter 3 at the top, I've pinned his comment because he was one of the quicker people to leave a comment, and also in depth, and I didn't want to lose it. So he says, okay, me again. Yeah, there's been a few major mistakes, nothing too catastrophic though, so we're on the right track. I haven't seen anybody in the comments say, you're screwed. So we're on the right track here. First, removing Kazakhstan was good, as long as you immediately ally it to India. So yeah, so the thing is, I guess, I don't know how this works. So first, we'll go ahead and ally it, since we can, it's not that expensive. So it still has allies, the Russian Federation. I don't know how that works. Oh, we see him getting, that's not good. But yeah, it has allies, but obviously these are AI-controlled allies, so they aren't guaranteed to join. Yeah, with India now joining, 3.7 versus my 3.8 armies. I think I could, on paper, beat Russia, not with the nukes if they decide to Hail Mary. But Kazakhstan, with that, should be safe now, because the only countries that can really press claims on them is Russia, and hopefully the resistance fills up these slots and not the dirty servants. First, since you asked regarding detection, higher espionage makes it harder to be detected, but not impossible. But once you have been detected, you have to go to ground to escape. That's the only way as far as I can tell. So, Fighter here agrees with me on the idea that going to ground is the only way to get away. So that Megastar or whatever, which had -8 security once detected, and since she's unable to go to ground, that's terrible. Really, we can't deal with her being always detected, because low security, she's at risk to be assassinated, which means I don't want to front load her with orgs. I don't want to do dangerous missions with her because the enemies will always see them coming, which makes her useless for that. And also her low security makes it easy for other factions to possibly steal my orgs, which makes me even less want to put good orgs on her. So she was just overall really, really bad to keep. It just sounded like an all-around bad idea. He says, good work on grabbing India. The demagogue trait makes it much easier, as you saw. We did see that. Unifier is the best for China, since it gives a +2 to persuasion. Now then, if you're going for China, you really need to hurry up once the alien can start enthralling there. You're going to find it nearly impossible to get in. I do notice that in my campaigns, is that when, usually it's the Protectorate, get China, it's always because of a mysterious spike in GDP and alien operatives in these areas. I assume that's what you're talking about, the enthrall mission. So, yeah, that's kind of why I'm YOLOing these. I don't have much money. So we'll continue reading on here. Fortunately, yeah, I got some of those persuasion orgs. Those will make this doable without Unifier, so that's good. And you're going to need to pay to get the better odds than 3%. I am aware of that. The 3%'s where I don't want to use these guys for really anything else at the moment, so they were more of like YOLOs. But on that case, what are some sympathetic countries? Well,
where do you need me?
4%. So I assume, yeah, like even a full send is kind of bad. So let's just try to get some influence in some places. Anywhere, so like this Protectorate controlled country, we'll send him there to investigate. Not investigate, boost. We're currently doing it in Pakistan, because we have the CP limit. We want to control Pakistan. One, it has nukes. Two, it will obviously reunite with India at some point, and it has a vast population. So I want to start fixing this country before we integrate with India, so that way it doesn't tank everything. I want to fix, like, in here, I want to fix basically everything but the GDP, so that way when the population reunites, the stats aren't tanked, but then the GDP and the population just sinks directly into the Indian population with the new territory slots and allows us to just continue rolling. I think that's definitely the plan. To put this bluntly, the way you've been setting your counselor's priorities, well, okay, generally, is terrible for what you're trying to do. You won't be able to hold on to them once you start taking China. You won't be able to hold them once you start taking China. I wonder what you mean by holding. Let me read on. You won't be able to hold them once you start taking China, and will need a lot of influence and money to even remotely decent odds. The only good things to do in them is unity for public support, a little more influence makes it slightly more difficult for AI to take, and spoils. Oh, country's priorities. Okay, not counselor's priorities. I'm big blind there. That is why I really need to, that's why I read in depth all the comments. Yeah, so priorities. You'll need a lot of money for public support, and your first few hostile takeover actions later. Once you get started into China, switch them over to peace program or to space program and abandon as needed. Okay. So I guess you're saying the only good thing with these countries is spoils and unity. So we'll try that. We'll hit 50-50. I'm not 100% sure if this is what we should be doing, but it was a suggestion left. I'm not going to do that with Kazakhstan, because I do plan on holding Kazakhstan for the foreseeable future due to its extremely low cost against capped for boost ratio. I don't see myself ever wanting to lose that nation. Pakistan, I'm not going to do that with for the reasons I just discussed, but for the Himalayan states, Bangladesh, Myanmar, and, well, I'm already just completely burning to the ground Venezuela, so for the money. Alright. Let's see here. Yep, so once I get into China, switch these over to space priority and abandon as needed. Once you have 1 point in China, they are put 100% to unity to get public support to take the rest. That makes sense. Then there's India. Democracies don't like low per capita GDP. That's going to cause instability for a long time. 7 or 13% in economy is nowhere near enough. It should be closer to 70 or 80% for at least few years. Okay. Okay, we'll try that. Bump back funding. Nah, we'll just rely on other countries for funding, because I want to keep... Let's see where this gets us. 70 to 80%. We'll go 80%, 20% in military, because I want to keep military... Well, we'll do this. We're not going to use India as our military backbone. We'll use China instead. We're developing, I guess this will be the linchpin of the strategies we're gonna maybe screw ourselves over. It has 1 more army, no navies, 2 navies, so it's better developed. It is the same age, and with their investment points, we'll be able to boost it faster. So screw it. We're just gonna go a hundo not a hundo. I still want to fix the inequality, because the less inequality, the higher the GDP will go up. Correct? Yeah, it grows a little as the product of normal economic things. So, or not by spoils. So, and we actually have a lot of high resource regions in this. So what we'll do, not unity, we're going to put 20% in welfare, 80% the economy. We're going to full send here at Fighter's recommendation here of the 70 to 80% for the first few years. So on that note, so it's the 1st of July 2023, we will keep this priority in a full send fashion to 2025 and see what happens. We're at 10,000, or basically 10,445 billion GDP. We will see where this takes us. The next thing he said, yep, that's why grabbing the economy boost is better than welfare and knowledge. So I already, put my eggs in the economy basket. So let's see where that takes us. By following Fighter's recommendation, because I'm pretty sure Fighter was the original person who told me that not taking the economy thing was a mistake. So we will continue along with his recommendations here. Good luck with the next part. If you can't get China, you can always go for Indonesia, as it's on the equator. So it's one of the most efficient nations for building boost, and can be made into Java later, granted if you leave the aliens alone long enough. China will go to the servants. Yeah, I normally tend to see that. Boost may fall off in use after Mars, but it can be converted into other resources by trading with AI or space tourism and hospital buildings. Cool. So I guess that'll be the backup. If we can't get into China for our military, we will develop the Indian economy, then make this our military, and instead of this being the space and MC hub, we will back up, use Indonesia instead, because this is going to get to 6 CP in pretty quickly. So this Indonesia, with its decently high population, lots of spread territories, and on the equator, will be the backup hub of our space. So he will definitely be investigating this. That's no change.
Ready.
Uh, RPS mentioned I did China first, though I wonder how I can get into India. That is, I'll be honest. I did India first. I wonder how I can get into China. I'm very much the opposite of you, my good sir. How did you manage that? I'm baffled. I did a test run on cinematic gameplay one time, to where I took North Korea, Mongolia, Kazakhstan, and all of these surrounding states, and tried to get into India. I didn't do India, so that rival didn't count. Didn't do Japan. Didn't take Taiwan. Didn't take Vietnam. And I didn't take the Philippines. I had only taken the easy ones, so Laos, Myanmar. I did not take Pakistan. I took, what's this? Tajikistan. Not even going to pronounce that. Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and then the North Koreans for, yeah, and tried to full send. I didn't get it. Maybe my advisors were really, really bad. Badejong mentioned one thing, your sound recording is quite low compared to other videos. Yeah, so I've tried to make that a bit louder. I've tried to make my voice a bit louder. I'm trying to talk a bit louder. I know throughout the video it tends to fall off as I get more rambly and less coherent. So I'm going to try to keep my videos to a much more focused and also shorter to keep them more concise. I know we're already almost 22 minutes into this, but I guess shorter. I'm going to try to aim to keep these only a bit over an hour if I can help it, because this will be inevitable going over comments, because quite frankly, in my opinion, this is the entire point of the series. Jonah Turner mentioned, why is your influence so high at the start? Yep, and some people in the comments, yes, I do have, if we hover over here, for the boost, for example. Oh. Ah, weird. Yeah, so our daily income, I do not have daily income on, I have monthly income on. I don't think I ever changed that in the settings, but that is what I'm used to at this point, so I'm probably going to continue to keep playing that way. And I think that is everyone, as of current, in the comment section we've addressed now. We can see... Okay, so what changed immediately? We allied Kazakhstan, reworked the Indian economy, and our approaches have been set of what we're going into India and these other countries and their priorities. We have changed to unity for our public opinion, for more influence, and spoils to get cash to boost China. Confirm assignments. Check orgs. So the one thing is somebody mentioned, oh yeah, you've got to focus on admin orgs and stuff. I'm fully aware of that. But I can only buy 3 orgs. And I don't have operatives from these countries, and I can't really waste time going to these countries to get orgs, which I can't afford, that don't actually increase admin. So it's very much of, as soon as one pops that I can get to buy, trust me, I will be right on it. But for now, we will simply have to make do without. So here's Victor 3, that is the 3rd alien agent. National investment points, we go to boost priority. We're not actually doing boost priority. Actually, we are. Kazakhstan. So this will be something we're definitely going to pick up, because in my last playthrough, in the Resistance with the Mars thing, God, that's the 2nd ship in China. This makes it exponentially even more important that we get into China, because a lot of these, a ton of xenoflora is about to pop up in China as a result of all these ship crashes. So we really need to get into China fast and large to make sure that this doesn't become a breeding ground for the alien invasion. It'd be terrible. Nuclear payloads, high economy, a huge part of the world's population. So I'm going to be doing all of these reusable rockets for the boost priority, because in the last Mars playthrough I got all but 3 sites on Mars, basically had my entire pick of the planet, and I liked that. I liked that strategy. I liked where my resources were going with that. But we also had the US's boost, and Kazakhstan. So in this, we have to be confident now that Kazakhstan has to carry the entirety. So very quickly, we need to make up this 2.3 deficit, in a big way, or ensure that we can set up a construction platform for building in-space bases immediately.
At your service.
So for this, let's check China. We have the money. Let's check a control nation. Full send, 2%, absolutely bad. So what we need to do is we need to take some surrounding nations. Let's check for the one with the biggest population. Man, they really love us in North Korea. That's probably a free go. Sadly, we only have one person who can stage coups. So we're gonna send this person, yeah, to continue to investigate. After that, we will send him to defend our interest. Then this person, we're going to get a little bit extra there to purge that next control point. Our work here is done. So, is this neighboring? I know there used to be. God, is that a snake far enough? I don't know. I know in Hearts of Iron 4 there's like a little stretch here that you can get like land cheese, but and don't think that's transferred to this game. Any nations with free open control points bordering? Does not look like it. Japan is untouched. Kind of funny. Big amount of population in Japan. Good amount of people in Brazil as well with easy. Yeah, we'll go help support the people of Brazil to increase our influence game. Doing it in Spain, mainly because it's big population-ish and it's our direct enemies inside of there. I'm not really wanting to mess with people that could be considered allies. So, God, yep, this is where the first ship crashed. Xenoflora there. Not exactly stoked about that happening. Hopefully, our Boyo here.
Here's what we found.
Oh. Yep, so he's first and then they'll fail because they were definitely targeting this, right? So they did on the first one. So I did have that explained to me at one point for why do my actions go off faster than theirs if we're doing the same thing, or the inverse. Basically, it comes down to skill, as far as I know, and from what some people I've seen said. Whoever has the better skill goes first, and that's it.
Acknowledged.
So we will send him, give him 2 ops for a 75% chance, and send him off. Now we are pretty much guaranteed to be able to take the rest of this. We're going to purge. So in this, we are not going to spoils it because I don't want to trash it. Actually, low with polarized. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to do the same treatment with this as we're doing India. Economy. And a tad of welfare. A tad of unity. We're just going to supercharge. Let this go.
Lending my expertise.
Pause a little bit so that way we don't lag out. Okay, so we want both of these. Engineering group, better actual projects, so yep, you can take that. We want more special ops, desperately. This politician, is he the best to hold on to this? He looks, yeah, he's just kind of a placeholder guy, right? Yeah, he's a so he can just hold on to that. I don't plan on either of him keeping any of this late game, but he's just kind of Who do we have spamming right now? Influence Arthur Pultz. Yeah, that makes sense. I know somebody said, oh, you should have like an astronaut or whoever. I'm sure. But right now, I'm really just kind of focusing on fixing our power base. I'm going to grab these control points, and then we can work backwards and start weeding out some of these counselors. Criminal favors. Simply working for. Humanity First now hasn't changed that yet. So he doesn't do that kind of work anymore. So he's a rebel. He has 3 unique orgs. This is in Pakistan. We don't want to screw over Pakistan. Gain a bunch of money. Failure, he's detained for 4. And this happens in the Congo, so we don't care, and it's a ton of money. That's the best one so far. Or we could go 20% for 10k. Hail Mary or exotics. We'll Hail Mary. Oh, whoa, okay. Against all odds, the heist took place. Well, we have no idea how the precious owner has obtained it. We've gone ahead and added. Yeah, so we can't even see that. That's exotics. More importantly, 10k. That's huge. Well, that's the money prices right there, boys. GG, that's the end of the episode. I'm fucking with you.
Is increasingly with us.
Public opinion is moving
Here we
in
go,
our
Brazil.
direction.
Well, don't even repeat. We're coming here now. So here's alien methods. Bada bing, bada boom. We're gonna keep this slot rolling down the alien solving train to keep the story going, because for multiple reasons. One, it keeps the story going. We're Humanity First. We care about what the aliens are doing. The sooner we get to be able to assassinate aliens and remove their presence on Earth, the longer we can be assassinating them and letting the hate burn down before we actually start getting MC in space, allowing us to effectively spread out our hate-generating actions, and also it'll allow us to more quickly get to our special organization that we get for Humanity First, which is basically turning one of our counselors into Killbot 9000 and allowing him to murder anybody and everybody on the planet. So 60-20, we'll do this. 73-13-13, that seems reasonable. New orgs, we'll check them out. Jade Risk Management. More special ops. Yes, please. You will go on him. We'll just hold it. Science, monthly science. So we'd like this on Pulse here to increase India's research and monthly research and information science. Very, very good. NIS, pretty good. But we don't have these countries on lockdown. Government in France, control point in France. This one is really good. So what we can look for is what seem no, they're all fortified, yeah. So sadly we're just gonna have to let the rest of those go for now. Yep. Army in Pakistan. We'll keep this army around, because why not? When we eventually unite, another free army for India. So now we can purge. And here, 99, right next to China. Sounds good to me. We are almost over CP limit at this point. So what we are going to do is abandon Bangladesh, as it's not a neighbor to China. And that is pretty much the end all be all of that. The next one to go is going to be Venezuela. While I'm sure it's generating us an okay amount of money from chaining spoils over and over again, well, at this point, it's, what is this? It's 10 CP, not a neighbor to China, and sadly, for those reasons, I'm out. We can set a stabilize to India.
Restore peace to this nation.
Because, well, we're not investing in the military, so this will keep going up on its own, so we've got to basically manually fix that.
Offering assistance.
The GDP ever increasingly skyrockets
Things
here.
are cooling off.
And as that goes up, we're going to be paying more and more for these control points, and we're inevitably going to go over this cap in a sudden moment when we get a 6th control point here. We can head permanent assignment for now.
The people will come to our side.
We want to keep fixing
Our
this.
case remains unheard.
Unrest is fed by a bunch of different things we don't want, but we don't want it to be high, as, well, unrest is bad. It increases the likelihood we get kicked out of India. So we can hit continue. So now that once we've controlled this is almost a surefire success. And bada bing,
We
bada
are in
boom.
control here.
Easy. We'll sort that in a second. I just want to fix this. So what we'll do is we're just going to spoil. We're going to spoil. we'll let that Project Exodus was working on spaceflight here, so we'll let that run its course. Hopefully, before we abandon this, we can churn out some quick MC to be reabsorbed later. Widespread panic. This is in Kazakhstan. Pay 10 special ops. This is usually what I do and to decrease democracy. I don't plan on. This is a nation we're eventually going to abandon once boost becomes less prevalent. Pay some money. I don't want to do that. Towards extreme values, so we're going to get down to 0.2 if I do this, and unrest will skyrocket past the insurgency rate it already is. We're going to bump military there. So, well, it's already authoritarian. We'll just go ahead and keep lowering the democracy there. And call it a day.
Ready for orders.
So this man here, he can come over here. Go ahead and purge this control point.
Opposition.
Ready for my mission.
Let's see here. Public campaign is still 4%, but hey. I think this is as much as I'm really willing to spend.
I will try to sway the public.
And
Your
we'll see
orders.
if this man has any better of a chance. 6%. Ooh. I'm not full sending, that seems like stupid. I think 160
I will
is
try
as
to
far as I
sway
could
the
ever
public.
go without wanting to really cry on the inside. And for him, persuasion. Feels bad to do that, but at this point, that is what's going to. This man, he has assassinate, and I'm going to keep pumping his espionage manually. The reason for this is I don't trust myself to get orgs to increase this enough, and I need high espionage for him to murder an alien and not get murdered, basically. How's our... Yep, we'll let this lower down to 0 with this guy. He's going to keep investigating, assaulting as needed, lowering here, and if he can't lower here, he'll go lower here. But it looks like this is now self-correcting now that we're actually funding the military again, which is well worth it, because the boost is still going up, and as long as I keep getting this 2.6 boost ever increasingly and every turn, while also not having to put anything back into Kazakhstan, I am more than happy to let that run its course. You can see now this bumped from like 22% up to 28% because
Prepping
of that
for
boost
Prepping for
what is that?
mission.
In persuasion. So that's definitely
I will help
what
them.
we want to do with this guy in the short term, especially because he is on the chopping block for being kicked off the council at some point for somebody better.
Violence is abating.
Our
You can see here
cause
he
is
failed.
unjustified
Very
to
expected,
them.
and he failed.
We
Very
hold no
expected.
sway in their
Very sad,
minds.
but we will keep it coming as we now have the cash definitely with that super lucky event. There's the alien flora. We're gonna hit purify the earth. This will take a long time to go, so we'll have this ticking as we go. Very good. Oh, the GDP is just churning away. I like
We're in control now.
number go up, so I like that at the moment. So yes, this control point was taken, so this will just make this ever increasingly easier as we attempt to continue to do this. The next thing,
What's the
this
up?
guy, I could go to Mongolia, but we might as well do it in North Korea, seeing as how everybody loves us in North Korea.
Removing our enemies.
Reporting in.
And with how North Korean elections go, usually that means that only one man, Mr. Kim
Where
Jong-un,
to?
likes us. Has everybody voted for the party, of course, in the last election?
Making our
They
case.
obviously won 100%
Where do
of
you
the
need
vote,
me?
of course. We'll keep boosting. That guy has 30%. I don't think it's worth to keep YOLOing with this person. So what we're actually going to do with her is France is pretty thick. US is pretty thick, right? Yep. And you have actually really good chance of success to increase in the US. So we're going to pay a smaller
I will
increment
tell
of
our
cash to
story.
get her to boost popularity in the US to just keep getting this influence. I'd rather save the money to allow this
Offering
guy
counsel.
30% chances rather than wasting it on 18% chances with her. We can pause. He can get Sea Dragon and Landmark Systems. Landmark Systems is espionage. He's our espionage guy. So, unequip. Equip. Landmark systems. Easy. And this should also give him Steel Project, which I think he already has. No, he doesn't, so that's amazing. And Public Campaign, which gives him just another thing he can be doing when he's not actively doing other things. These others, this guy, easily wants these, especially this command, because he's our assaulty guy. So the command is good, and of course we want to keep getting that org there. This guy's the only person who can get Sea Dragon, because he is government. So we have the counselor from there. He's the only government guy. But Sea Dragon is security special ops ticking. Ticking special ops. Is it worth 100 influence? I don't think it is, because other things can come up worth a lot more.
Order is returned.
He's definitely useful now.
Public
1.5.
sentiment is increasingly with us.
So we'll just hit her on repeat. Come on,
We
maybe.
hold
Nope.
no sway in their
No sway. That's very sad. Space stock's done. Take me there. Outpost core. Pretty good. So we'll do that. Actually, reusable rockets is definitely good. High thrust probes, not yet. So we'll do this 100 research for the insta 10%. In Kazakhstan's boost. Let that keep rolling. Boom, here comes the takeover of North Korea. How's
We are
this
in
going?
control here.
Kinda, yeah, it's just boosting the GDP. We're in control, North Korea. This is definitely an abandoned state type deal. So as far as I'm concerned, spoil it to death. We have control of that division, easy. This, messed up on this, that's my bad. Spoils. This will also make it really hard for other people to coup me out of here, as I'm just basically giving them whatever they want. This, I don't think that'll ever continue. We just want to suck them dry for the money. Feels bad, but that's just kind of how we roll. So, anybody else we want to coup out? Couldn't really get Mongolia at the moment without really trying, and it is 3.4, so we won't really go over the cap. He can public campaign on himself,
Ready for
but
my
I don't
mission.
want him to do that because I want him to go and investigate.
Ready to go.
This guy, looking at 32 now.
We
That's good
must
enough.
persuade the people.
So we'll keep going with those. Because I want him to keep
Offering
decreasing
support.
the unrest. So we'll just be one more turn behind on the seizure of Mongolia here.
Things are stabilizing.
We've
Take that
moved the
unity
needle.
way down. Want to spoil it? We don't even want unity here. If anything, we want welfare to keep. We'll go economy. Economy spoils there. That decent amount of people. Call that a day. People like us more. USA. That's good.
We've
And I'll
moved
just
the
keep bringing
needle.
this up. Oh, there we go. You can see the jump in real time. Easy. So we've gotten our first little jump there. We can see. Oop. Refresh. What was that? The resistance. Okay, the resistance is pretty popular in
We have
China.
found something.
But we can just hit close. Wrong tab. Yep, factions and open resources. I wish these would open on resources more often, but that's just more of a personal taste. So really, only the servants are like not filled up. The resistance has some, but really the servants. And it looks like for control points, we're actually in the lead, which is a good sign. 6623, she is ready. Do we want her long term? She's a celebrity. She's a demagogue. See, that's the thing. Is like demagogue is not actually that good. It's good for India. Not so much for China, because China's actually getting more education. And I
Cleaning
only
things
plan to move into countries that have more and more tech as we go on. I don't think I am ever going backwards into less tech level nations. And she gets minus persuasion with at least 9, but she gets +3 when the cohesion's low, But I think the cohesion in China is really, really high because of how, you know, that nation works. We're actually sitting flat at 5. Holy crap. And with this welfare campaign, the inequality is still lowering on average as we supercharge this economy. So this is definitely the play here, to continue with that. So yeah, she's definitely not that good. So on that note, we're just going to boost our persuasion for spamming things, because I don't want to rely on her boost admin to get just one more number here, no early term benefit when we plan on throwing her in the trash later on.
At your service.
So this guy immediately right back to his good work.
We'll make our appeal.
So this guy,
Ready to go.
nothing to insult or investigate. Our purge chance there is pretty freaking low. I don't want to spend that kind of money for that, but we can just do a couple public campaigns to get us over. U.S. Special Forces Group, this guy with the Sea Dragon. But it's all region specific, we don't have. And it was like, oh, you know, aliens are becoming more popular here in Brazil. Well, I couldn't imagine why. Protectorate in Canada, initiative in Mexico, initiative in the United States. Ugh. It'd be really nice if the resistance got into the USA. Nobody's making moves on Russia. There we go, we've completed the chemical rockets. So let's look for that other cheap rocket tech. This one, go ahead and grab that. 200 research, not much for a 10% boost in
lending my expertise.
Making more boost, basically. A boost in boost, if one would say. I'm just going to pull off the rest of this.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
I think that's better. I don't really care. I just want the boost at this point. Mongolia,
We're winning their hearts and
US.
minds.
Sure. Is this the big one coming?
Our case remains
Ugh,
unheard.
feels bad. GDP just continues to skyrocket.
In 1954, the Americans...
Cool. That's Mission to Mars, I think, right? The SATC in India. I don't want major damage to the economy. Flat out. No lunar probe. Was that actually Mission to Mars before Mission to the Moon? No. Take me back. What is going on here? Where's my actual tab? I
I'm
don't
here.
like how it does this. The game pulls you out sometimes and does some really funky crap with the UI. Can I escape to clear? There we go. Yeah, let me actually see these, please. Thank you. That wasn't Mission to Mars. I guess there's Mission to Mars. Okay, they started Mission to Mars. But no Mission to Moon. We're going Mission to Mars before Mission to Moon. What? Really? Or was that the UI screwing up? No, they're just going straight to Mars. And who is this? Exodus. Huh. They don't really have the boost for it. Nobody really has the boost for it, so I'm still gonna get first pick. Initiative is the next highest with boost. Where are they getting that from? I'm gonna take a little peek around Earth real quick. And let's see. I mean, Mexico, no boost, obviously. Initiative and boost just doesn't even make sense. UK? Not that much. They're not in Russia, but Russia's getting like next to no boost anyway either now. They go Japan? No. Where are they? I don't know. They must have gotten an org or something for like +1 boost. Maybe the Sweden org or something like that that gives a bunch of free boost. Who knows? Let's look at her chances now in China. 24 is not terrible. I'll
Taking
roll
our
on
case.
that. We're gaining money, so I'll
Where
roll
do you
on
need me?
those. What's his purge?
Reporting in.
I'll roll on 47 since it's
Reporting
only
in.
one control point.
I will tell our story.
Then,
I'm here.
yeah, you're done with that. So, yeah, no way in hell you do that. I
We'll
guess,
make
yeah,
things
just go
safe.
fix Pakistan because we actually plan on holding for that.
Offering assistance.
There's Victor 5, Victor 4. That's Brazil and US. Okay, that ain't good.
Order is returning.
Permanent assignment. Might as well just keep fixing the nation because we're not really doing much in
Public
the military.
opinion remains unmoved.
That's very sad.
Public opinion
Very
remains
sad.
unmoved.
And there's the EU. And Protectorate EU. Come on. Oh. Oh, I've never seen this one. Aliens in the Dharma. So they... What? Lots of public opinion from Yemen first? Okay. Normally I get that in like Pastors in the American South event. Okay, cool. So we took that event, or that control point, really good. We're like microscopic amounts over the cap, so I couldn't give
Standing by.
less of a crap. Captain crap. Little bit of rhyming there.
We'll make our appeal.
Still does not help a lot, sadly. Yeah, censorship. Chinese censorship. And
We
just
must persuade the
how
people.
much freaking
Ready.
people are in the country. So we can do a little scan here. 8, 10, 6, 8. Ministry of State. God, can we not afford that? But holy crap, is that really good org? Sad. Man, that'd be... Oh. It's worth it. YOLO. We're off of money. I don't care anymore. This guy. Keep going. Admin. Screw it. Who needs money anyway? We'll just keep spoiling. Spoils. Might as well, right? I know I'll be able to fix the money in the long term, and I know I want that. So, screw it. Who needs to actually float cash? Who needs to actually float cash? Not me. I just need to spoil more countries, obviously. And I keep rhyming. Who are you?
Investigating target.
We'll find out.
The less we burn.
Lending my
Unless we burn,
expertise.
blah blah blah. I don't care. That's probably
Surveillance complete.
what, resistance? Yeah, it's resistance. They were investigating the crash. I was like, why are they in China, but
Violence
not
is
in
abating.
Beijing? Well, I forgot about that crash. So
We hold no sway in their
of course we hold
We
no
hold
sway,
no sway in their minds.
because that would be too convenient to hold any sway. Still money going up, so I guess the spoils really are just fixing the problem for us here, so I'm glad. So this is one of the labs I actually give a crap about. The +1 bonus to alien detection, and of course the diminishing returns above 50%, so the 50% to xenology, which we won, and the +1 to alien detection. So once we get any space resources, immediately you can bet my money that I'm putting 3 stations up with each 2 xenology labs, solar lab of these. The last one will have the diminishing returns, but I don't care. Completes the set and also gives me the other +1. Fission pile. Boom. We need fission pile. Also, mission to moon. Very good. We're gonna need the fission pile to put up the mines, because solar panels suck on Mars.
Standing
It's
by
this
for
person.
orders.
God, I really don't think the
Making
full
our
send is
case.
really worth it. But We'll pay 650
Making our case.
for 50%.
Where to?
United States is more important. Go there first. Sorry, Brazil, but
Offering
they have
support.
nukes and an army and you don't, so gotta find out what's going on there first. Unrest
Order
continues
is
to fall in
returning.
Pakistan.
Our
Which
case
is good.
remains unheard.
Oh my god. We are getting a crap load of money. So,
Our
yeah,
cause is
I'm just gonna
justified
continue.
to them.
I'm full sending. I don't care anymore. Oh, there goes our money. Screw it. We're gonna hit some full sends. Yeah, we
We
keep
have
getting
found
money.
something.
Nope, full send as far as I'm concerned now. We're full sending. I'm sure if I don't full send, somebody in the next episode is gonna be like, you
Where to?
you absolute buffoon. You muppet. Why aren't you
I will
full
try to
sending?
sway the
That's the
public.
whole point. You've
What's
got
the
the dream
up?
event. You hit a 5%
I will
chance. You
try
have
to
all
sway
of
the
the money
public.
in the world.
Ready
You
to
could
go.
dream, you buffoon. You need to full send as much and as fast as possible.
Going in hot.
You ape. You troglodyte.
Offering counsel.
Why are you not full sending immediately? Well, hold your comments. I'm full sending.
Sisters and brothers,
Oh, photonic
I
computing.
remind you, the Lord said, "Shall the axe
Yep, advanced
boast
neural
over
networks.
him who hears?"
Very good. Augmented reality. Operation Center is very good, but that's not something we want immediately. Nuclear freighters is really good. The solid core fission systems is very expensive. But since they're going to Mars researching it, we're gonna go space mining. If they're gonna unlock the missions to Mars and the moon, I'm
Things
not
are
even gonna waste my
stabilizing.
boost on going to the moon this time. They can have it.
Our cause is unjustified.
Oh my gosh.
to them.
Our case
Oh my
remains
gosh.
unheard.
Oh, the full sins feel so bad. But we are getting the money.
Target still in one piece.
And target still in one piece, that's annoying. I'd rather have this guy assaulting and him reducing, but again with that rebel, this guy, he can't reduce unrest. Who are you? No. Who are you? Oh. That's this. Okay. I can't assault it.
Tracking
This is
target.
resistance operator. Or
Ready
somebody.
for orders.
Because that's where the Xenoflora went. They killed
We
it.
must persuade the people.
I'm here.
So let's see, we were at 13.6k before we
We'll
double
make
full
our
sended, so
appeal.
we'll see what our net loss is after the double full send, so we can see about how many
I
turns
will
of
help
this we
them.
can really stretch our economy to perform.
I have new information.
Project Exodus, okay, well, we know they're on side at least a little bit.
Things are cooling off.
Our case
And
remains
screw you.
unheard.
Screw
We hold
you.
no sway in their minds.
Coming up to the 16th of the month. Okay. Up again. Okay, so we're losing $200 doing this.
Acknowledged.
So, yeah. Wow, what happened to your odds here? You're garbage, buddy. Let's see if we can't get more people. Okay, you're a prime candidate for the Special Air Forces, or Special Air Service. All of this is exactly what I need for you. And also this. Holy crap. 1.2 money. I couldn't give less of crap. Let's look at these other ones. MI6, nope. This is Murder People Coup. That's really good. So Aegis Defense Division on you. Very, very good. You're our Visbot. Nope. Okay. You need MI6. Or MI5. That's just how it is. It's whether you like it or not. So, you're not government. You're a criminal. Perfect. That sucks. So congratulations. You're getting this instead. As well. MI5. This man is becoming a Chad. If only we could do this and he'd become Herculean, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Anyone with XP to level up? Nope. Okay. CIF, we desperately want this for the more engineering. He's the only one who can take it, so you will. Very good. Keep boosting these techs. So important. You gotta keep them rolling. Confirm assignments. Me money.
Making our case.
Ready to
Me
go.
money.
Reporting in.
Okay, buddy. Okay. I think I know where the alien operatives have gone. We control, other than Russia, nearly every surrounding. Laos is mine. That's
We are
where we're
taking
at.
power.
And you
At your service.
go to investigate.
Ready for my mission.
Result site, just
We'll
to
recon
turn.
the site.
Ready.
Man, I don't even like that full send. That just seems gross. It just feels bad on so many levels to full send at that rate. Why are you just bad in general? It's just so many people. You get one more chance. Maybe two more.
I will tell
Depending
our
on how
story.
deep I can run my pockets here. One or two more chances for you.
Offering counsel.
We're over the 1 hour mark on this episode,
Trillions of dollars.
so I want to start wrapping it up and ending it here. But it just feels like we haven't done anything. We've just been cucked in China, full sending.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Hallelujah. We've done it.
Our cause is unjustified to
We've
them.
won one. Holy shit. That should make it easier to do subsequential boostings of popularity, I'd hope. Oh, the GDP.
We found something.
Boom. Ever increasingly more.
Threats.
And Laos is gone, so that'll continue to help the... Not only help get China with bordering nations,
Ready
but
for
also
orders.
our money as we exploit
Ready
the
for
people of
orders.
Laos. Yep,
We
50%
must
full send.
persuade the people.
Standing by for orders.
At your service.
Full send.
Ready for my mission.
You.
Your orders?
Yeah, that's laughable. Find out who this is in Bangladesh. Please and
Surveilling
thank you.
target.
You, my friend. Can go back to
We'll
stabilizing
turn down the heat.
Pakistan. Yeah, this seems to be fixing this country. Oh, the investment points! Holy crap! Oh, fighter. I was worried about your strategy, my friend.
Offering support.
But as I see economy line go up, I become ever increasingly
Nothing
more
unusual
in
found.
favor of it. We'll have him repeat that mission. I want to find who that person is, because I think that's servant
Things are
op,
stabilizing.
considering that. Permanent assignment in Pakistan for now. I'm gonna pull him back to India to fix this here in a second,
The
though.
people will come to our
Oh,
side.
thank God. We are rolling well in
Public
China now.
opinion remains unmoved.
So I'm gonna see how close with an influence rush we can get a full send going in China. With our highest negotiator. Media darling. What is that? Government at least 6? That's probably why he's so good here, right? No. That's why he's kind of shit here.
Acknowledged.
Sad. Wealthy government. Yeah, okay. Brazen. Okay, 7 or less. And that's why he has the edge here, because it's, yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can't make him any better. No. Is there persuasion orgs we can pull off of other people? No, that's my next question. No. 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 Yes. No. Technically. This is the prime candidate for a pull. Little bit of a switchy switch here. You're ready for an upgrade, friend? So admin.
Your orders?
Sorry, I've been a bit quiet. So just had to do a little bit of
We
micro
must
there.
persuade the
Okay.
people.
Full send,
here.
YOLO. Okay, yep, good joke. But this is gonna make, yeah, his
I
actual,
will
like,
tell our story.
his actual one's much better.
Lending
So we're gonna
my
continue.
expertise.
I really want to end the episode off of taking a control point in China. I think that's
Mission abort.
where we're gonna go to. Is as soon as we can get a
Violence
control
is
point in
abating.
China, or something else
Public
major
opinion
happens.
is moving in our
2%.
direction.
I've been scammed.
We've moved the needle.
Oh, you double succeeded. Easy.
Cleaning
boys.
things up.
The pie chart grows ever in our favor. And the Indian economy becomes ever stronger. I think we're now over... Yeah, we're actually more than America now. Holy crap. Whoever was saying the America start was the strongest, they thought. I'm kind of thinking... Well, it definitely is for military, because... But we're going to see how far we can take China into the
Standing by
space
for
age of
orders.
economy. And...
I
mainly
will try
military.
to sway the public.
Your orders.
How are we close on this? 12? Yeah, good joke. Especially when we can get 60 points.
Making our case.
Your
Um,
orders?
You're done here. Anyone? Any other countries we can sort of sneaky-deek our way in? Free control point here. But that's Vietnam. They're rival to Vietnam, right? Good catch. Good catch, myself. A little pat on the back. We are over control limit. Not enough for me to really care, if we're being entirely honest. We're gonna do a scan in
Surveilling
India.
target area.
See if there's anyone trolling around where they
Offering
shouldn't
assistance.
be.
Initiating recon.
Victor 6. Victor 6 is very much where they shouldn't be, as in on Earth. Fission pile. Perfect. Outpost core is next. So that way Outpost core is done. So that way we're in time for space mining refining. We're coming up on Purify Earth here. Which is going to fix our CP cap, which is another main reason why I'm kind of going for it. But it continues down the storyline. The faster we
Order is
can
returning.
get down the storyline detecting alien operatives, the faster we
Public
can stop them
sentiment is increasingly with us.
from helping
Public opinion is
these-
moving in our direction.
these alien sympathizers from sneaking their way into these bigger countries. Because I guarantee you right now, they're in the US now, right? Oh, thank God, the servants have been going down. The only way they get into the AI, I hate to say it, the AI, like the servants and them, I think they're too stupid to get into these countries other than by dumb luck. So without the
here.
aliens enthralling elites, doing their enthrall elite
Making our
mission in these
case.
countries, I don't think they would ever
At your
get in.
service.
I think we're gonna have to get up to a pretty
I
high
will
level
try to sway the
of
public.
at least
I'm
over
here.
50% public support before we can really do a full send. So this person, they're in Bangladesh. That's most definitely a servant operative. Yep, they just went to another servant country. I would, if I had to bet money,
Offering
if
support.
I was a betting man, especially because the difficulty went up. I think that's because now they get the bonus from being next to their control point. Yes, the executioners. Haha. And then we'll go ahead. Yep. Xenoflora. Boom. I think we're jumping the gun on that. We'll go Alien Origin. So now we've got the Executioners, baby. Assassinate, purge. This guy is Murderbot 2000. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, he's this guy's about to murder everybody. He's Killbot 9000.
I'll
That
report
is
when
his
my mission's
job
complete.
and title
We'll be
from
ready for new
now on.
orders soon.
We've got some intel on our
He
target.
works with the servants, and I think I found our first target for Killbot 9000 if this person
Public
has any
opinion
decent
remains
orgs.
unmoved.
Our case remains unheard.
Because of the way we've rushed this, and this is kind of like, I'll be entirely honest with you, payroll. Never seen this event. Share discovery. Less. Big money. Military. This is definitely this is definitely not the way, right? Come on. I'm tempted by this, but not so much. I'm mainly interested with this, because this will give us the cash to keep floating us and get better works. I'm gonna do this. It seems kind of meh,
It takes
but
so
the other two I'm not struggling with at the moment, and if cash runs out, we're hamstringed. Alright, Killbot. Wait a second. You rat. I missed something. He can't assassinate from one of these, can he? No, he does have some. I'm just blind. Ah, somebody's yelling at me in the comments, you fucking idiot. What are you doing, you muppet? Alright, so we're gonna send him back to
Restoring
stabilize,
order.
as our dude
Standing
continues
by.
to gain. Oh. We have somebody who's really good at
Reporting
turning
in.
people, right? So we'll
Where
have
do
this
you
guy
need me?
continue to investigate here.
Eyes on target.
Before this thing comes
Reporting
away
in.
from us and we lose that research
Ready
bonus
for orders.
forever, send him there, feels
Headed
kind of
there
bad,
now.
but whatever. Hit another full send,
Where do you need me?
and hit another full send.
We'll make our appeal.
Alright. And a quick check at...
Offering counsel.
Yep, nothing new there. Kind of feels bad though. 18, 3,
We
17,
found
21.
nothing of note.
That will cause. So this guy... Yep, just more persuasion. We need this. This is very much not meta, but I feel like I kind of have to sack him because I don't need him for later. I want to get rid of him. So I'm sacking him to get me into China
We
faster.
hold
That's
no
pretty much...
sway in
Yeah,
them.
look at this. 70% chances on full
Our
sends.
cause is unjustified
That's what we
to
need.
them.
We need real chances to actually be able to seize this country, not just these
Here's what we
measly
found.
dice rolls like we've been getting. $19's just still too low for a full send on that.
We'll
70%
make
is
our
where we want
appeal.
that though.
What's the op?
Ready
Uh-oh.
for my mission.
At your service.
Ready to go.
Yeah, local control points are kind of cucking me here. Alright, whatever. Ignore her. Not worth it.
We'll restore peace to this nation.
Standing by.
Standing by for orders.
Where to?
Because that's the thing, is this guy's assassination chances are still not that high because he's only 12, so he's not true Killbot 9000, but he is Command Bot 9000, so Xenoflora will be crushed. We can send this guy though. This takes command, so it's kind of unlikely.
Breaching lab security.
Screw it, we'll go sabotage
Where
that
to?
guy's project from the old Protectorate.
I will try to sway the public.
This guy's definitely on the
Venting my
chopping block
expertise.
for being the
I
guy
will
who gets
report
the
when my
axe
mission is
first. So now we're looking for reusable rockets or something like that, right? Nope. Don't want these yet, or really at all. Yeah, boost priority. Speaking of, yep, coming along. Unrest is heading down, so the military investment's enough. I'm going to try to pilfer even more off the top to keep the boost train rolling. 30.1 is a good place to be. How's the tech? It's done. We're late. Okay. That is basically. Launch probe. And we're not even going to waste launching a probe to Luna. We don't care.
We've hacked their research data.
Oh. Might as well blow it up. Easy. See the achievement there. Not done that, I'll be honest.
Things are cooling off.
Mainly because by the time I get counselors in my last strategies to actually do that, blowing up research projects generates hate. The
We're
only people I
winning
want to
their
do that
hearts
with
and
are
minds.
servants and protectorate, usually to
We
stop
hold no
like
sway
the
in their
alienation
minds.
tech from forming and stuff like that. And at that point, I'm already riding the fine line in between them, just annihilating everything I own. So, yeah. Not really exactly top priority for me I've ever felt. But we're early on, we can burn the hate off anyway. Send him there.
What's
And
the on?
get Killbot 9000
What's
to
the
just
op?
go annihilate
Going in hot.
that.
Where to?
And of
Your
course,
orders?
keep the full
We must
send
persuade
train
the people.
rolling. 20% for getting there.
We must persuade the people.
Man, this episode is dragging on.
I will help them.
I'm gonna let this ride out. If we get too many more critical failures here, I'm gonna have to call it. Episode is dragging on exponentially, and I want to get this out by tonight. I don't want
We've
like some
moved
midnight
the
crazy
needle.
release. Please succeed.
Public sentiment
Yes.
is increasingly with
Okay.
us.
Yeah, that would be the Enthrall Elites mission going on there in favor of the Protectorate.
Target destroyed.
Very bad for us,
We have found something.
because I kind of still need these adjacency bonuses, because I haven't gotten my control point in China to boost to Unity to let me get more control point in China. China,
Standing by
China,
for
China.
orders.
Full send.
I will tell our
Full
story.
send ahoy.
Where to?
God, just a little bit more, please.
I will try to sway the
Come on.
public.
Just a little bit more.
Standing by for orders.
Ready to go.
Yep, you're the investigate
I'm
guy,
here.
and you are Captain Killbot.
Taking it to them.
Offering assistance.
Yep, offering assistance, good job. Oh, the GDP. The GDP is skyrocketing. We said, what
Public
was it,
opinion
June
is
of
moving in
2025?
our
We're just, I don't plan on touching this. We're just gonna let the good things roll to 2025. We'll reassess. At the end of the episode, I'll make sure to double check this, so we can be like, as community
We
discuss,
cannot just send
we're
out
gonna
a
keep
bunch
the,
of diggers and hope
you know,
for
the
the
pain
best.
train
Even
rolling
dirt.
on this, or are we gonna step our foot off the
Target
gas?
secure.
We have found something.
Yep. Investigate, return, abduct, cheese, alien operations. As soon as that unlocks, after alien origin, boom, straight in, doom, 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 one after the other, right down the
Ready
track.
to go.
We are just under 50%. So sad. World Health Organization. Yeah, I'm sure I'm definitely going to be able to afford that.
Bringing them to our side.
Definitely
Where
doesn't
do you need
cost
me?
like what, $350 for upkeep.
Ready to go.
I'm already paying an
Reporting in.
exorbitant amount of money
Ready
for
for
one of the
orders.
orgs that this boyo
Where to?
has.
We'll make things safe.
But sure. Yeah, come on. Really? The 10% welfare is nice, don't get me wrong, but like... Kinda griefing if you think I'm taking that at the end of the day. Do we want to keep this person long term? No. Persuasion. I don't actually want to keep any of these persuasion bots long term. I want to get somebody like a tech mogul or something. Generally,
Offering
the only
counsel.
person I don't plan on actively replacing is this guy. We don't give a crap about this town, do we? No. 6 abductions? I don't know if I want them to get those off. It's less about me caring about the people there and more about I don't want them getting all of those people abducted like that. Like, come on. Defend interest, crackdown, purge, control nation. Wow, actually really good. Good stats. Really good stats. Quick learner, very good. Suspicious. Not bad. Crew, just free. Free money. That's not whatever. agitator. Pretty good. And government. Okay, well, on the next turn, somebody's getting the axe to allow Bigan Lu in, especially because, well, she's from China as well.
Violence is abating.
Yep, continue there.
Public opinion remains unmoved.
Mission in progress.
And I think, ironically enough, it's actually the rebel that's about to get the axe. Kazakhstan, very sad. We're just going to deploy. We don't want Kazakhstan to spiral out of control as it is stabilizing. We just want it to keep producing us boost.
Our presence is
Oh,
growing.
the one control point. So very quickly. Oh, too late. We will continue with Fighter's recommendation. And first thing, new orgs, easy. But first things first, Mr. Rebel. I am sorry, friend. But you are just not in it to win it. Now, did I want to axe him first? No. I think there were other people who are better to axe first. But I don't actively need him at the moment, so I think he is the person who needed to get axed first. Not ask, but axed.
Reporting
A-X-E.
Making our
First.
case.
Where do you need me? Taking control.
Where to? We'll turn down the heat.
And we'll check our orgs. Pylo semiconductors. Kinda like it on this guy for the espionage for blowing people's brains out. One more command isn't really a deal breaker for us. Oh, we can get Snow Leopard Commando Group. It's a lot of stats we already have. Kinda sad to pass up on something like this, but it's a lot of things we already have access to. Well, we could just... What's one of these I definitely don't need? This is kind of the weakest out of all of them. We're not gaining... We are only gaining Investigate Counselor mission type from this. We are gaining no mission types from this. Don't really need the ops income from it, don't. So this is definitely the weakest one of these, so we can add Snow Leopard Group. And on top of it, we can also add this back from the other guy. She is open to pretty much anything, but I don't really want to give her any of this. Except for this probably is pretty good just for the monthly unity. And this will keep stockpiling the ops. Now, I don't think a single one of these is on here. I just want to be able to keep collecting my monthly ops. I'll pay the influence in the short term to play the shuffle game if I can keep stockpiling my special ops. But yeah, I think that has to be it. We are well over time I wanted to stop on, so we can end this with episode 2. Humanity first for YouTube. Boom. Alright guys. That's it. That is it for this Terra Invicta episode. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe if you like content like this, and especially leave a comment. Explain what strategies you're trying. Maybe other people can give you advice. Give me advice, what I should do, what we should course correct, what's going on, what's going right. Mainly those two. If I'm doing something right, even if it seems obvious, if I'm doing something correct, please leave a comment being like, okay, Commander, P, you're doing this thing right. Because for me, that'll ensure that, 1, I'm in the right direction, but 2, that I don't second guess myself or later on stop doing that thing if I was doing it either by 1, accident, or by 2, just because I thought it was better another thing, not because it's actually really, really good to do it. Or if I'm doing something wrong. If I've explained something and you're like, hey, that's wrong. You're doing it wrong. Explain why. We can course correct. Or if I'm doing something wrong by accident and you're like, hey, Commander P, you're doing your agents in this way, or you're doing your focuses in this way. What you're trying to do is right, but the way you're going about it is wrong, and here's how you should approach it. All of those things help not only me to make this series more entertaining and better and go further, but also it helps everybody else. In the comments section, the people watching the videos as the quality gets better, but everybody in general. I hope this series to be more of like a long play of us collectively learning this brand new and wonderful game of Terra Invicta together as a community. And hopefully, in a bit, once we've gotten sort of this down pat, I can go back and with the community's advice, the power, collecting the Infinity Gauntlet basically of the community advice and the best playthrough, go back and make one gigantic supercharged tutorial to be the best there ever was of the Terra Invicta tutorials for people to enjoy. But for now, that is all, and thank you guys for watching.